Welcome back to On the Rise as Jesse Marsch has landed his biggest dual national acquisition as the Canadian men's national team manager. With the 23-year-old striker in promise, David, who plays his club football out in Belgium for Union Saint-Gilloise and had the eligibility between Nigeria and Canada, but has now filed his one-time switch to represent Canada and the Canadian men's national team. But it doesn't end there, as it has been approved by FIFA that he has made the switch from Nigeria to Canada and is also in line and expected to earn his first call-up from Jesse Marsch in the March window to represent Canada and the Canadian men's national team in the semifinals against Mexico in a very crucial window, and it just shows how important of a dual national acquisition Promise David will be going for the squad, especially leading up to 2026. Promise David becoming Canadian, and well, not just becoming Canadian, he is of course from Brampton, Ontario, but choosing to represent the Canada men's national team is extremely important, but also very exciting at every level. For Canada soccer, it's a major yet, but for Canadian football supporters, it is very exciting to have another player playing for a very exciting club in a respectable league with so much potential. But for Jesse Marsch, for the here and now, he is here. For the future, he is going to be here at only 23. But for 2026, he is so important for so many different reasons. His play style is very unique. He has a new set of attributes and skills that we don't have in any of our strikers. He can arguably walk into the starting 11 and arguably is the perfect partner and striker for playing alongside Jonathan David. And yes, I will be doing a more in-depth and analyzing that of who Promise David is, his play style, his skill set, and if he should play alongside Jonathan David in March. I will be having a more in-depth video around that, guys, because this is purely a reaction video. My excitement, my positivity, and how I feel about Promise David becoming Canadian and choosing to represent the Canadian men's national team, because it is a major get for Canada soccer, for Jesse Marsch, and a huge boost and a huge turn in the right direction for the Canadian men's national team. And please let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your general thoughts and excitement, positivity around Promise David choosing to represent Canada over Nigeria. As well, guys, smash the like button. It really helps with the video as well as the channel and really shows the positivity on the channel. And make sure to smash that sub button, guys, and let's move to 600 subscribers. But continuing Promise David, guys, this is a player who I really thought would choose to represent Canada, but you always have that lingering doubt with a player with dual national eligibility. Because with Canada, we have lost so many players in the past, whether it was Marcelo Flores or other players. There's been players who have been so highly rumored to join Canada and so much rumor mill out there that you just expect them to join Canada, but with some of them falling through, sometimes you get that lingering negativity. But with Promise David, he always vowed to represent Canada and play for the Canadian men's national team and always said he wanted to represent Canada. Being from Brampton, Ontario, you always had that feeling that he was going to choose to represent Canada, especially coming from the Toronto FC Academy, playing for Vaughan Azzurri, and then going to so many different countries in his European journey, whether it is Malta, whether it is Estonia, before representing Union Saint-Gilloise and killing it at the top level in European football for Union Saint-Gilloise out in Belgium. But now that he's vowed to represent Canada and now that he's gone through on that, he is a player that we can truly believe is going to play for the badge, is going to play for the country. He didn't take all the convincing that we might believe compared to other players out there. Marcelo Flores, at the end of the day, didn't want to represent Canada at that true heart level and play for that badge and represent the country, represent the fans, and die for the badge and die for this country on the pitch. But Promise David truly has vowed and said he wanted to play for this country from day one. That is how you know he's going to leave it all out there every single game, like an Alistair Johnston, like a Jonathan David, like a Stefan Eustáquio, and play with his whole heart on the line for this country. That is why getting Promise David is so exciting. Because it's not a player we had to truly turn his head to say, come play for us, we want you badly. He has always said he wanted to play for us. That is why this is so much more exciting in my opinion, because he does have the potential. He is very young. He's already doing it with a very good team. He's doing it in a respectable league, but also the fact we didn't have to do everything in our power to turn his head to say, come play for us. We want you, like other dual nationals in the past, Marcelo Flores in particular. But players like Promise David, getting someone who wants to play for you means so much more at the international level. And especially when you look at other players like right now, another striker in particular, and Daniel Jebison, who right now Canada has had to fight, it seems like, to convince to be a Canadian player means so much more when Promise David has always said he wants to represent Canada, in my opinion. You guys might think different, especially if someone like Daniel Jebison. It'll be interesting to see if he does choose to represent Canada, especially with Jesse Marsch being rumored and is at games, watching him, is interested in him, is following him. But for me, having someone who wants to play for your nation so much more is so exciting. And Promise David has the potential, has the skill, is already doing it at that top level, and arguably could walk into the starting 11 in the March window, as I really do think he suits this team to a T. He is the perfect player to play alongside Jonathan David, and I think it'll make a lot of sense. But I will break that down in a more in-depth video. Like I said, guys, this is truly just reaction. This is truly just breaking news. This is really just from my heart how I feel about it. The emotions of seeing Promise David actually choose to represent Canada, even though I felt like it would happen. It means so much more. This is a great get from Canada Soccer to get the Brampton native, the 23-year-old striker, doing it on European stage, scoring against clubs like Ajax, being a focal point for a team like Union Saint-Gilloise. It's a huge acquisition from Jesse Marsch, and you could even argue it's not his most important. Some people might even say it's Nico Seeger. The fact he has managed to get Nico Seeger, the fact he has managed to get Promise David, and even Tani Oluwasi, some people forget he was a dual national. It is very exciting, especially when he could go to represent Nigeria when there's Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface, the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho, and so many others. He could have went and fought and contended with some of the best strikers in the world, but he chose to represent the country where he started his footballing journey at, where he was from in Brampton, Ontario. And it's so much more respectable, and I so enjoy that we have Promise David, and I can't wait to see Jonathan David and Promise David up top as our double striker pair. Guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments about my reaction video. Get out the breaking news, how you're enjoying the content. All of the comments are much appreciated. Make sure to smash that like button, hit that sub button. Let's continue to move to 600 subscribers, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.